Hey everybody, this is Sophia. Happy week of June the 19th. I hope everybody had a great Father's Day with your dads, with your husbands, boyfriends, etc. Dads are important too in this culture, and I think that sometimes we marginalize dads, but that's not the purpose of this video. I heard something fantastic on Twitter, and I had to share it in a YouTube video because it was so powerful that it made me stop and it made a lot of other women stop. I kind of saw the tweet when it came across in real time, and the tweet was by Dr. Cindy Trim, and many of you sisters know who Dr. Cindy Trim is. She is a great author, woman of God, inspirational speaker, etc. And one of the best books that I ever read was Command Your Morning, and if you haven't read that, you ought to. But let me tell you what this tweet said, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but here's what I want you to take away from it, and it's the title of this YouTube video, and it's titled, Ladies, you need a partner, not a project. You need a partner, not a project. Oh my goodness. If that's not a word, if that's not a series of sermons, of lessons, of curriculum, I don't know what is. Cindy, you hit that one out the park. I assume you were just tweeting, being the woman of God that you are, but it touched me. I liked it. I favorited it, and I want to talk a little bit about this today. Again, as I mentioned, we're going to be rolling out Black Woman Redefined University. We're working on it diligently. We had a really good call about it this morning, but we want to make sure when we roll out the free webinars and the ebooks going into the courses that you have to pay for by subscription, we want to make sure we give you excellent quality. We want to make sure we're giving you excellent content. So we're not just going to throw something up and do something like so many people do on YouTube and across a number of platforms. I take this very seriously. I think that when we engage people and we ask them for their money, for their time, etc., we need to make sure that we deliver excellence. So stand by. And please don't forget to stop by my nowtonextwoman.com, nowtonextwoman.com, the number 2. Put yourself on our email list. Go to IamSophiaNelson.com. You can do the same thing. You go to any one of the verticals, but the Now to Next Woman University houses all the different verticals in my wheelhouse, from the Woman Code to Black Woman Redefined to E Pluribus 1, which is, of course, the vertical about we the people and how we need to be more engaged in our government. And I think this is a big time for that, as I think you would all agree. But back on message, Dr. Cindy Trim said it. You need a partner and not a project. Sisters, I talked about this in my video a few weeks ago about the number one thing Black women need to stop doing for Black men. And let me just caveat and say a couple things before I get into the substance of this message. Not going to be long, because I want you to actually wrap your head around these things and grasp the principles and use them as tools in your life for good. To the men who consistently get on to my YouTube videos and make these comments in the comment section, let me say something to you. You do know that your IP address, that your image, that your name is captured by Google and YouTube. Like, they know who you are, right? And I've said this before. I'm not joking. I don't know about others who have petitions, and I know we're also working on things, but I know for my part, I've been working quietly with the YouTube Google team, my lawyers, and others to really deal with this issue. And I don't want to call any names yet because I don't want those people being attacked and bombarded, but your comments are vile. And you really underscore the point of why so many Black women have gotten on YouTube and made these response videos to the vileness. That you can't get onto a thread after watching a video and just express yourself without using the B word, the F word, the C word, without threatening people, calling them dogs and names, and attacking people's sexual orientation. You know, I talked about the young woman who helped to save the lives of the Republican members of Congress, and I mentioned that the young officer who was shot and who was security detail for Representative Steve Scalise, who I know, was married to a woman, and that she is a lesbian. And you guys know my thoughts and my feelings on same-sex stuff and same-sex marriage. I'm not in favor of it. However, I am in favor of good people. I am in favor of good human beings. I don't really care about what people do in their private life. I have my beliefs, you have yours, that's fine. But I don't think it's right or appropriate, and it also fits and again, to what I've said from the day I first got on YouTube to deal with this foolishness, it's hate speech when you talk about someone's race, their gender, or their sexual orientation. So I just want to remind you to keep it clean, keep it civil. I want your comments. I want your feedback. I welcome that. But attacking my hair, calling me ugly, all these ridiculous things that you do. One, everybody knows I ain't ugly. So you calling me ugly doesn't affect me. It doesn't offend me. I'm just looking at you shaking my head. And then I look at the comments from the thousands of black women who've commented. And I understand, sisters. And that's why this message is one that I wanted to give to you today. You need a partner and not a project. What does that mean? Too many times, in fact, most of the time, and someone commented on my Cosby, Steve Harvey feed video that I did, and I thought the comment was great when I talked about the fact that Steve Harvey's ex-wife, one of his ex-wives, was suing him for about $60 million or so because she said he, quote, murdered her soul. And I'd never heard that term before, and I thought it was really deep. Murdering somebody's soul. And I thought, wow, didn't know that was actionable in a court of law. But the thing is, what she was really saying is that she was with Steve through the rough years. She was there when they didn't have a lot. She and the other women that he cheated on, that he disrespected, that he did whatever he did to. Her point was, this man took from me, and took from me until I had nothing else to give. I built him up. I pushed him, I propelled him, and I got nothing, not even respect, but I certainly didn't get a financial reward, an emotional reward, etc., which are the things that all of us human beings, male and female alike, look for in our relationship. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is this. The word that Dr. Cindy Trim tweeted when she said that hit me because I've been there. In my last relationship, not the one I'm in now, with a wonderful, good, amazing man whose family I love, whose family loves me, who is my equal in all things, who I can talk to, dialogue with, etc. The reason I don't put out there who I'm dating now is because I've learned lessons the hard way, which is everybody's not happy for you. Everybody's going to have an opinion. And when you're a public person of any kind, people want to know your business. They want to know who you're sleeping with. They want to know who you're not sleeping with. And when they don't know, they invent stuff. But I've learned to keep my private life private because in this last relationship I was in, which was absolutely a project, and I'm going to get to this in a moment, a project, and I want to talk about what that is. I was foolish enough. He's also likewise a very public person. And after about a year of being quiet, I got brave enough to start putting out pictures of us. I got excited. You know, you love somebody, you want to talk about it. That's normal. But the moment I did, people were screenshotting. They were sharing, texting. They texted him literally when we were out together having lunch, and he was getting text. And I had to have my assistant take the pictures down. I had to take everything down, and I had to go undercover. And I thought, you know, I don't want to live like this. This isn't how I want to live. This isn't love. This isn't a healthy relationship. Ladies, if you have to be somebody's secret love, or you have to make them your secret love, you probably need to rethink whether or not it's a healthy, good relationship. Now, what I want to say about a project is this, because I want to be clear about what a project is versus a partner is, and why they're different, and why so many of you, when I read your comments here on YouTube and on other platforms, you're angry, you're pissed off, you're drained, you've been used. The stuff that women share with me hurts me. It breaks my heart because I get it. I honestly can't say that I have left any relationship feeling like some of the comments that I've read. This last relationship, it was a project. But I look at me, and one of the things I want to say to you, and I've said this before, sisters, is that we've got to start being accountable for our choices, our decisions, and our free will. At some point, I had to look at this man and say, I love this man. This man has a lot of potential. And in fact, he's a good man, but he's a broken man. He's still hung up on his ex. He doesn't know where he's going. He doesn't know what he's doing. And I'm not in his life to be his coach, to be his fixer, to be his rebuilder, to be all of those things so that he can drain that all out of me. And then once he gets cleaned up and gets himself back to his status, he wants to go out and find Susie Bimbo, Barbie doll, who doesn't have a brain in her head, who looks good on his arm so he can feel more like a man. Again, I refer you back to Mama Pope on one of the last episodes of Scandal. Pull that video up. It's here on YouTube. She broke it down. I might have done it a little differently, but her substance was correct. Black men and black women are in a war. It's a war of who's going to be the man and who's going to be the woman, and that shouldn't be the case. I love being a woman. I hope that all of you do too. But being a woman and being submissive means that the man that you're with has to be a leader. He has to be whole, and he has to be your partner. It's like Maurice's letter that he wrote to me that I read on one of my last videos, and I appreciated him for it. I respect him for it. I'm glad that he was respectful, that he shared his point of view, and he said, you know, why are you sisters spending your time and your energy fooling with these guys here on YouTube instead of focusing on and building into the brothers that are good? And there was a lot of feedback about that. There were a lot of feelings about that. I had feelings about that. I don't think it's my job as a woman, as a black woman, to fix black men, to heal black men, to do any of that. That's not my job. My job in any relationship, particularly one with a whole man and a whole woman in it, is to love each other, to respect each other, to help each other, to build into each other, to be a positive bomb, an infusion of energy and light to one another. When I read these comments and I look at these videos by black men here on YouTube, it makes me physically sick because there's so much rage and there's so much anger and there's so much entitlement that you feel that black women owe you something, that they should put up with abuse, that they should put up with disrespect, that they should put up with your unemployment, your constant unemployment, that they have to put up with your bullying. It's just not true. And sisters, there are good brothers out there. I know many of you comment, you say you're done, you hate black men, whatever. Okay, that's fine. You say you want to go swirl, whatever. I was engaged to a white man. I was engaged to a white man, Italian, who was fine, tall, handsome, beautiful, gainfully employed, and he was a project too. You get my point? So it's not about white and black. It's about the man. It's about the substance of the man you're dealing with and the substance of the woman you're dealing with. Do I agree that dating white men is different? Absolutely. Do I agree that dating white men is easier? Absolutely. Of course it is. White men do not have the challenges, the historical baggage, the stereotypes, and some of the issues that black men have to deal with because they're black men in America. So of course, a white man's going to be more lighthearted. Of course, a white man's going to have more quote unquote going for him. Of course, a white man's not going to bring the kind of baggage that a brother brings because he's not black in America. It's the same thing with white women and black women. Of course, she's going to be happier, lighter, nicer, all these things because she's not dealing with the experiences that black women deal with every day in America. And I wish we could just agree on that as black women and black men and show each other a little basic respect and courtesy that both of us deal with some really deep stuff here in America every day of our lives, and it shapes us. And unfortunately, it often defines us negatively in our relationships one with another. But let me close. When you're dating, when you're loving somebody, sisters, you should not be pouring out everything and getting nothing poured back into you. You should not be writing the checks. I can't tell you how many girlfriends I have, very successful women, who got with men who had 1, 2, 3, 4 or more relationships, marriages, kids, unpaid child support, unpaid federal income taxes. These women marry these men, this project, they take them on because they go, oh, he's a good man. I can clean him up. I can change him. And then they end up broke. They end up in trouble. They end up weighed down. They end up drained because they keep trying to deal with a project instead of with a man who is a full, loving, financial partner. Do you guys hear me? So Dr. Cindy Trim, you knocked it out the park as you always do. Women, sisters, you need a partner. One who loves you, respects you, applauds you, supports you. He doesn't tear you down when you're more successful. He doesn't get angry at you because you make more, because you're more educated. He doesn't do that, because what he's interested in is loving you. What he's interested in is building a life with you. You men on here, these comments, these vileness, the trolling, Brother Murray said it best. I'm not worrying about you. I'm not sweating you. I do take the threat seriously and the menacing seriously, because that's unwise in this current day and age not to do so, because people are crazy. They're not playing with a full deck. They use social media as a warning, as a platform to threaten people that they may do them harm. And so, sisters, I've said this before. If you're getting this type of feedback, you got to report it. You got to report it to your local, state, federal authorities. You got to log it. You got to be vigilant. If you're blessed like me and you can afford security, you ought to have some, both on your home, on your person, when you're out. And you have to be vigilant. That's all you can do, but you have to be vigilant. So ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me today. I just wanted to stop by and say to you that you deserve love, sisters. You deserve warmth. You deserve kindness. You go through enough as a black woman in this country every day that you don't need to take on somebody else's anger, their baggage, their disappointments, their frustration, and their abuse. You don't have to take it. I don't know if dating white men is the answer, dating Hispanic men is the answer, Asian men. What I do know is that you should date a man and love a man who's kind to you, who treats you well, who supports you, who loves God, who wants to pray with you, who wants to talk to you. What you don't need to do is some of the foolishness I've done. You know, you guys get on here and you make fun of women because they're not married when you're not married. 50's 50, 40's 40, 60's 60. Doesn't matter male or female. Nobody wants a fat, pot-bellied, foul-mouthed, bitter man in their life. So if you're thinking that because you're a man, you can be unemployed and you can be unattractive and you can be mean and hateful and a woman will be grateful for you, you need to rethink that, brothers, because it's not true. Black women have options. I do not lack for dates, for men wanting me, for asking me out. Never have, never will. Because my spirit's right. I'm kind. I'm decent. I'm attractive. I'm generous. I'm peaceful. I know how to have fun. Those are the things that men look for in women, and vice versa. And so, ladies, you don't need to be a project manager. That's for your job. Project management is for the job. It's not for your relationship. You need a partner, but you need to be healthy enough first so that you can attract who and what you are. And that's true. The law of attraction is real. You attract where you are, you attract what you can handle, and you attract what you give off. That's my word for today. Please stop by my verticals. Give us your email so that we can get you on the webinar blast. We're going to be doing a video about that soon and tell you how to register and get involved. I'm really excited. I want to say thank you to all the black women on here who stay positive, who give good content, who are helping to heal and lift other women. And I want to say the same to the black men on here who are being positive, who have good content, who have smacked back these men who are vicious and mean and nasty and negative. And I want to say again to YouTube and Google that you're going to have to do a lot better job of policing the comments and the content. Why would you allow comments and content to stay on YouTube where people are cussing, threatening, menacing, and we report the comments and you keep them up? Who are these people that are running the community guidelines that don't understand that using vile words and cussing and fighting is not even in keeping with your own rules and regulations? You got to do better, YouTube, or we have to draw the conclusion that you don't care about black women and our safety, and that's another conversation that we're going to have. So guys, God bless you and keep you. Have an amazing day, week on purpose. Share this video. You need a partner, sisters, not a project. Love you enough to not put up with that kind of stuff. God bless you and keep you. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye-bye now.